In this video, let us see the top 10 accidental discoveries who happened accidentally, who have been discovered accidentally. So, top number 1, number 10, let us see the Viagra. Millions of men around the world owe a salute to the hardworking stiffs in the Welsh village of Merthyr Tydfil, where in 1992 testing of this new angina drug produced firm evidence of its unexpected sex enhancing power. This discovery would be much higher on the list if it were not for the fact that it is the cause of 90% of the spam I receive every day. Number 9, chocolate chip cookies. According to Nestle, Mrs. Wakefield, owner of the Toll House Inn, was making chocolate cookies but ran out of regular baker's chocolate. So she substituted it with the broken pieces of semi sweet chocolate, thinking it would melt and mix into the batter. It clearly did not, and the chocolate chip cookie was born. That's it. Uh, Number 8, popsicles. Popsicle was invented by an 11-year-old who then kept it secret for 18 years. The inventor was Frank Epperson, who in 1905 left a mixture of powdered soda and water with a stir stick in it out, out on the porch. That night, temperatures in San Francisco, where he lived, reached a record low. When he woke the next morning, he discovered that it had frozen to the stir stick, creating a fruit flavored ice treat that he humbly named the Epsicle. 18 years later, he patented it and called it the Pepsicle. Number 7, artificial sweetener. Like many artificial sweeteners, the sweetness of cyclamate was discovered by accident. Michael Sveda was working in the lab on the synthesis of anti-fever medication. He put his cigarette down and on the lab bench, and when he put it back in his mouth, he discovered the sweet taste of cyclamate, cancer-inducing as, aspartame, was discovered in 1965 by James Scratter, a chemist working for G.D. Searle and Company. So, number 6, brandy. Initially, wine was distilled as a preservation method and as a way to make it easier for merchants to transport. It was also thought that wine was originally distilled to lessen the tax that was assessed by volume. The intent was to add the water removed by distillation back to the brandy shortly before consumption. Number 5, Teflon. Teflon was invented accidentally by Roy Plunkett of Kinetic Chemicals in 1938. Plunkett was attempting to make a new CFC refrigerant, the ethylene polym, polymerized. Say that 3 times fast. Let us see. In a pressurized storage container. In this original chemical reaction, iron from the inside of the container acted as a catalyst. In 1954, French engineer Marc Gere created the first pan coated with Teflon non-stick resin under the brand name of Tefal after his wife urged him to try the material that he would be using on fishing tackle on her cooking pans. Teflon is in inert to virtually all the chemicals and is considered the most slippery material in existence. Number 4, microwave. Percy Lee Baron Spencer of the Raytheon company was walking past a radar tube and noticed that the chocolate bar in his pocket melted. Realizing that he might be on to a hot new product, he placed a small bowl of popcorn in front of the tube and it quickly popped all over the room. Tens of millions of lazy cooks now have him to thank for their dull food. Microwave. Number 3, potato chips. The first potato chip was invented by George Crumb, half American Indian, half African American, at Moon's Lake House near Saratoga Springs, New York on 24th August 1853. He was fed up with the constant complaints of a customer who kept sending his potatoes back to the kitchen because they were too thick and soggy. So, number 2, LSD. LSD was first created by Albert Hoffman in 1938 as part of a study into the usefulness of ergot in medicine. 5 years after the first discovery, Hoffman became dizzy and had to stop work. The last, number 1, penicillin. In 1928, Scottish scientist Sir Alexander Fleming was studying Staphylococcus, the bacteria that causes food poisoning. He turned up at work and one day and discovered a blue-green mold that seemed to be inhibiting growth of the bacteria. He grew a pure culture of the mold and discovered that it was a penicillin mold. So these are the top 10 accidental discoveries happened in the history.